I've seen Gen Z's getting tear gassed. Kula tear gas. Hata sisi tumekula tear gas. Endeleeni kukula tear gas. Tell them to add more tear gas. Tell them you will not surrender. Gen Z. Gen Z. They told me, Baba, kaa nyumbani. Umefanya ya kutosha. Tutaendelea. Niko nyumbani lakini niko behind you.
William Samoei Ruto is scared about what is going to happen on SabaSaba, and I've been listening to Raila Odinga, and guess what? What Raila Odinga has just said today has summarized everything, even that particular small detail you are in your head that you keep on thinking, is Raila Odinga really supporting the Gen Z? Because this is a clear message when you see Raila Odinga in front of everyone. In fact, hakuficha. He just came out very clean, very precise, and said everything that needed to be said. That he is in support of the Gen Z, and he has just obeyed what the Gen Z just told them. You know, back in 2024, if you can remember clearly, when this particular beautiful girl, do you call her Aisha? She definitely went ahead and did a small video and said, Baba kaa nyumbani, usikuje maandamano. We kaa, umetufaitia kutosha, now it's a time. And Raila Odinga is just telling the young people that keep on the fight on. Keep on fighting, keep on standing for your own rights. And when you put this particular two people, that is Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta, the former president, you can definitely realize they have a similar kind of a thing in them. You know, wanasemanga wazee wanakuanga na busara na huanga wanaona mbali. Both of them kuna kitu wamesema it's common. Do you remember that each and every particular chance that Uhuru Kenyatta gets, he keeps on saying that, vijana, go and fight for your own country. Sisi tulifight mahali tulikuwa tunawezana, na juu sasa tusha retire, nyinyi endeleeni kusukuma. Tutawa support. We will back you up. Now, the same thing is coming from Raila Odinga, saying that we will back you up. Go, kuleni your tear gas. Musikufe moyo. Go and fight. Alafu on the background utasikia kuna mse fulani aliyeweza kushout, hey, Ruto must go, Ruto must go. And I was like, oh my God. And he said, in fact, he smiled and didn't say even a word. And he was like, keep on fighting. So I can generally say that Raila Odinga supports the Gen Z movement. And I don't think he will be on the ballot, and when it comes to 2027, I don't think so. Hata yeye asha accept the reality kuwa time yake ishapita. The moment ile chance alikuwa nayo ya kuchange Kenya, aliitumia venye inafaa. Even if hakufika pale to the top, he didn't attain to be the president of Kenya, but he tried the best. We cannot forget the good things that he fought for our country. We will not. Hata saa hii mkisema mzee mbona ametulia, ni sisi tulimwambia tulie. The Gen Z people told Raila Odinga, we tulia, kuna mambo mengi. Aste sasa ni sisi na nchi. And of course this will trigger a lot of people's emotion because they keep on supporting one side of a conversation. And can generally say this, we have different presidential candidates. Let us not make an emotional decision this time round. And we definitely know, number one, Ruto is not an option. Even if he can be reborn, even if he can construct 1,000 churches. In fact, talking about churches, do you know that William Samoei Ruto takes advantage of that particular church narrative to control the crowd? In fact, to control the people. And I hate that particular thing about him because each and every particular moment William Samoei Ruto gets into a church narrative, he keeps on saying that God has ordered me to do this and this. And do you know that is the same trick that is being used by conmen, especially who have those particular beautiful churches? Let me ask you, very simple. So you want to tell me in a Babati house, God cannot exist in that particular place? So our old grandparents used to worship under the trees and where they had the mud houses back at home. You want to tell me that they were not so godly? You want to tell me that kuna church inafaa kutoshana na state house? That's bad. You know why? Because in this particular country, we are a secular state. What I mean about a secular state, we don't have any specific religion. We have the Freemasons, we have the Christians, we have the Hinduism, we have the devil worshippers. You have to note that. You know, you people, you don't want to accept the realities. The constitution has allowed the freedom of worship. It doesn't really goes to a point that you should be worshiping this particular type of God. So idolatry is allowed in the constitution, and we should be proud about that. It's the constitution. You know, we love to be a one-sided guy. Like we feel like we are so Christians. We need to support a Christian God. What about the Muslims? What about the Hindus? What about the pilgrims? You know, what about these particular other religions and denominations? We should respect all of them. You should know that. Note that. So, and I know what is going to happen. Ruto is going to take that particular card and be like, we are that particular, we are at that particular place as a country that we need to declare religion as the number one thing for you to be voted into the presidency. That's not. And I love this particular narrative. You know why? Because it's going to open a lot of people's eyes. And they will be like, mbona huanga tunaletewa hii narrative wakati tunataka kudanganywa? Wakati unataka kubeba ufala ndio mtu anakuja anakuambia I'm doing this and this and this for God. No, you are not doing for God. You are doing it for yourself, because they say this: serving humanity is same as serving God. Serving humanity is service to God. Is that what they keep on saying about? So can you imagine this? If William Samoei Ruto can take those particular amount of money he is using, 1.5 billion, which we definitely know that's a rooted money. Because he keep on saying, I'm going to use my money. Your money? Even your salary. You know our president is being paid 1.5 mic, including all the allowances in per month. So you want to tell me his salary for all those particular years he have worked have amounted to 1.5 billion? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Or this is our tax money that is going to be proportionally directed to a quite dilemmatic conversation? It's quite a big dilemma when you look at it. A very big one. Choosing between church, mosque, whatever you want to. Hey, my God. I don't know. There is a lot of churches around being surrounded by state house. And do you know what they keep on saying? Unaweza kuwa wewe ni mchungaji wa Mungu na uko na kila, lakini matendo yako ni ya shetani. And something other that amazed me in that particular whole week is this particular comment by the former second wife of our deputy president, that is Dr. Dorcas Rigathi. Dorcas Rigathi just said this, that we used to pray with the president. The president used to speak in tongues. And I was like, oh my God, tongues? You're going to forgive me about this, but this is my perspective, not Eve Media Kenya perspective. This is my perspective. I don't think Speaking in tongues, it's real. How can you explain that? I am speaking in tongues. La bashakara. I'm not mocking them, but when you think about it, that particular thing is a lie. It's a lie. No one has been able to speak in tongues forever. Huh? And when I love Pastor Nganga for saying that those people who pretend to be speaking in tongues are the worst pretenders. Because he asked one of his congregants, "What are you saying?" And the congregant was able to say what he was saying when he was speaking in tongues. And I was like, back in school, CRI was compulsory, and we learned about speaking in tongues. And we were being told that God cannot gift you the ability to speak in tongues and the ability to translate the tongues. That's what we learned. But in this particular country, whenever you want to show how holy you are, how mighty or how powerful you are in the way of our churches and religions, you have to speak in tongues and be like emotional, like you see the I and speaking so loud. I don't think so. We have been so fooled for a long time. See you tomorrow is on SabaSaba, my guys. And if you are going to watch this particular video on SabaSaba, subscribe, like, and tell me how do you think SabaSaba happened. And my people, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And remember that we'll be going live for the whole protest from morning to evening. So continue supporting this particular channel. Bye bye for now. Peace.